Can we start with your with your name and affiliation?
John Luff with Beachstreet Development and also a partner at Desert Wave Ventures, the developer of Desert Surf.
And what are we doing here today, John?
We are here for the groundbreaking of Desert Surf, developed and operated by Beachstreet Development. And yeah, 7-year journey to get here today. So we're excited.
Tell me a little bit about that journey. There's been a few bumps along the way. What are some of the lowlights, I guess, and that turned that into a 7-year journey that you can speak to?
Yeah, I mean, we had a ton of curveballs. So COVID was a massive curveball for the entire world of hospitality resort development, that's for sure. Development around the world, really. The financial market over the past couple of years certainly hasn't helped. A lot of challenges. Just developing, entitling in California is far from an easy task. So that in and of itself, and for really a first of its kind surf anchored resort residential development, there was a lot of firsts that we had to go through from a regulatory standpoint, whether that's local, regional, state level, even national level in some cases. So navigating that, it's been quite the mountain to climb.
And now we're hitting construction phase. How's it looking in terms of geotechnical, the site itself? Is it behaving?
The site is behaving. We've actually got great dirt. Could ask our grading contractor about that today. It's part of why we chose the site we did out here in the valley, because the valley actually has a pretty diverse geotechnical quality as you move from one end of the valley to the other, especially as you get down closer to the Salton Sea. The geotech's not nearly as good, but where we sit happens to be a couple 100 feet above the aquifer here, and we've effectively got all sand. So we're digging our hole in the beach, and the waves are coming.
Very nice. So there's a table full of badges set up over there with everyone who's coming, and brought a massive grin to my face to see the community that's coming. Can you tell me who you're excited to see and what it feels like to bring a community of people like that together for a celebration of your milestone here?
Yeah, I mean, we're super grateful for all the people that have helped us get here. It's been a massive effort across all of our partners on the development side. Don Rady, of course, main investor in the project, majority owner. This wouldn't have happened without him. The city council, we're super, super excited to see most of the council that's actually still in place today were the council members when we first started this journey. The staff that helped us get here, a lot of them have also been here with us since the very beginning, and without their support, this wouldn't have been possible. And yeah, pioneers in the industry, a bunch of what I now consider to be genuine friends in the space that, you know, some people from the outside looking in might see us as competitors, but, you know, for us, it's kind of a big surf park family. And so, yeah, happy to be bringing everybody together. Yeah, and we're genuinely grateful for the entire team, the project team also, because, yeah, these things are a beast.
All right. Thank you, John.
Cheers.
So if you could just start with your name and who you work for, and then we'll get into some questions. I'm going to have to hold it pretty close, okay?
Blake Hess with Beachstreet Development and Operations.
And what's going on here today, Blake?
Today we have the groundbreaking celebration for Desert Surf, which is a culmination of about 7 years of effort by the team to get to this point. So a pretty big milestone. We're all pretty excited.
And what does it mean? I've had a look at the badges on the table. There's a bunch of people who've been around the orbit of surf park world for quite some time. What does it mean for the team to bring everybody here today?
You know, it's neat. We started out with a pretty small invite list, and it kept growing. But to see names like the Pioneer Andy, Ainscough, and Snowdonia to make it out for this event is pretty special. So, you know, there's not many of these that have got to this point, so we're pretty excited to be here.
Excellent. What do you think this development is going to mean for the city of Palm Desert, the community here, in terms of a recreational facility for the community and in terms of tourism for a city that already has a bunch of tourism?
You know, I think it's amazing. Palm Desert's been a terrific partner of ours, and just working together to really make this happen. it's going to be amazing for the city, for the locals. We've worked with local schools, and to give the children out here an opportunity to surf, that don't make it over to the ocean, to be able to come out here, I think it's just amazing.
What have been some of the biggest stumbling blocks along the way? You mentioned it's been 7 years to get to this point. What were some of the biggest hazards along the way that caused a 7-year period between conception to actually coming to this point of celebration for groundbreaking?
That's a great question. I think it's a multitude of things. The team did a great job putting together the Surf for Turf program that mitigated the water usage. So they're actually going out on the golf course and removing some of the turf that's not necessary for golf and replacing it with drought-tolerant landscapes. So that's saving over 34 million gallons of water a year. And the lagoon, even if we drain and fill it once a year, we're still looking at only about 24 million. So we have a net savings of well over 10 million gallons, which I think is one of the big things. That was early on one of the initiatives that the team took to be sure that that we were doing what's right for the environment, for the community.
How do the soils stand up here compared with other places where surf parks have gone in from a kind of geotechnical perspective? Are they easy to work with? Are they difficult?
I would say in comparison, being from Texas, we have a lot of clay in Texas, and there was a lot more infrastructure and support that's needed to build a surf lagoon there. So I think it's a much better situation here than it is in other sites.
Excellent. And what are you expecting from an operations perspective? I've noticed a couple of Beach Street staff members who've been involved at other surf parks that are known for excellent operations. What do you have in mind? And you're kind of an operations specialist yourself. What do you have in mind for the branding of this here?
Yeah, I'm just checking. Is this going to mess this up? Do you want to go out in the hall somewhere? Okay. As far as operations go, the experience that we bring at Beach Street from running other sites, as you mentioned, is crucial to how we plan this. I think we use the term barefoot luxury, and that's kind of what we're going to go for. So, we kind of look at Surf Ranch as kind of the top level and try to match the feel and the atmosphere that they have out there.
Could I start with your name and what it is that you do?
Yeah, Andrew Ainscough, Adventure Park Snowdonia in the UK.
Right on. And what are we doing here today, Andy?
Celebrating something pretty amazing, something pretty far from Wales, very different. On holiday in California, always kept in touch with you guys, and it's really good to be invited down and see the unveiling of a new pool.
Right on. Now, you were the pioneer of this new iterations of the surf park industry. How does it feel? What are we now? 10, 11 years getting on for since you first took the first bold steps into this area. How does it feel looking back to know that you were the first to take the step down this path?
Oh yeah, it's pretty humbling, I'd say, and it's been an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, I've been on the wave pool journey for 12, coming up 13 years. We opened Surf Snowdonia in 2015. And look, we built the lagoon tech, and it was amazing, and it's exponentially grown in terms of the market, in terms of the technologies that have come on, and the parks that are opening, and it's good. It's good to see it, and I think it's becoming a little bit more of something people know about. Before when we first opened, wave pools to the general public, apart from us surfers, people didn't know what they were and what to expect. So I think it's good, and only probably good for the whole market, as it becomes a little bit in people's psyche, people what these things are used to. And I think it's incredible to see them in such diverse places, from ours in the UK, and, the first cove opened in the UK as well, the new tech, and then, out somewhere here. You couldn't be any different. I think we could, we have enough rain in one day to fill your lagoon in Wales, so, what you'll need here, so we just need some of the sunshine.
And how are you feeling about surf parks in general after your journey? You have any interest in being in the space moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. It's been it's been a tough one in many ways. We've had some issues with our tech and things, but that happens. We're a first mover. But yeah, no, definitely we're looking at options for our site. Whether that's upgrading the tech or doing something completely different with it. Essentially, it's a leisure site, that brings in still 100,000 visitors, so hopefully we can do something with it. But no, look, I surf, and that's how the passion started. That's how Surf Snowdonia, Adventure Park Snowdonia started, and yeah, it'd definitely be good to stay involved in some way.
Could you just tell me a little bit, because I'm very interested now you've got some kind of time under your belt there. What has the impact been on the village of Dalgorog and the area in general? Because I feel like you were the catalyst for a change in the economics of the whole region.
Yeah, it was. Look, North Wales, people have been coming to holiday there since the 80s for the rivers, the mountains, the beaches. Alongside us, a couple of other artificial attractions that opened up that really started to draw people in and drive that staycation market in the UK. Our village had been an aluminium smelting works for 100 years that closed in 2010, and 100 jobs lost. The village, the whole community struggling, and as a result, we were bringing in 100 to 150,000 visitors, creating jobs, economy. Little businesses, Airbnbs opening up on the back of. We were very proud to open the first inland surf lagoon. Surf club also, where the local residents, the kids, anywhere between 10 and 16 years old would surf essentially for free every Saturday morning and create a surf community. UK has a great surf community, but it's on our coast. It's quite tough. The weather's tough, and we were able to create that inland, and we had lots of kids that have gone on to become surfers, and probably lots of parents frustrated at us now. The kids haven't gone to university; they've become surfers instead. So no, we're very proud, and I think it's brilliant what it's done for that community and for North Wales on the whole.
Thanks so much, Andy.
No, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks.
There we go. Bruce, could you just tell me your name and affiliation, please?
Sure. Bruce Greenfield. I'm partner in charge at AO Architects.
And Diego?
Diego Alessi with AO Architects. I am a partner and director of the landscape studio.
Right on. And we're here at the groundbreaking for Desert Surf. Can you tell me the involvement of AO in this project? Bruce?
Yeah, so AO came in about 4 years ago and started with concept design in charrette and laid out the project, all the different components, updated the programming, and then took the project from concept design through construction documents to permitting, and looking forward to starting construction.
Excellent. Diego, sounds like you've been involved in more of the landscape design then. Can you tell me a little bit about what your considerations were?
Absolutely. As part of this design process and the charrette that Bruce had mentioned, our involvement really comes in with the customer experience and how that relationship to the customer and the surf work together. And so from an architectural perspective and a landscape perspective, we like to combine those efforts into a master plan that's sensible, that's efficient, and obviously, more importantly, that can generate some revenue based in the surf park.
Excellent. Bruce, what were your considerations, kind of given climate and I guess the unusual nature of a surf park, given there's not too many of those in the world? What do you have to bring into that in the charrette phase and then through construction? What are your considerations?
Yeah, it's a good question, because a surf park that's not near the ocean or the beach is an interesting animal. And so we look at the local environment. We check wind speeds and all that to make sure we're orientating the surf correctly. And then we look at the arrival experience to the project, making sure that the surf and the wave is prominent in that experience. And we also look for how to lay out the site so that all the different uses on the site are all contributing to a greater whole. And so when you pull into the hotel, from the lobby, you want to have this great view of people surfing in the background. From the restaurants and the bar and the pool deck, you want everybody to be participating in the surf and feel part of it and let the surf permeate the whole site. And then the environmental considerations are, it's hot here. So providing shade, providing overhangs, covered patios, those kind of things. So,
is there anything else I should know about AO's contribution here?
Yeah, I would say, an interesting thing is that we've gotten very deep into the details of the workings of the surf machines themselves and worked very closely with Wavegarden on this. Flew to Spain, spent 3 days with them, learning about their system. And that's one aspect of this that I think we've developed a certain expertise in how to make this happen. They're fairly complicated and a lot of coordination, and we've spent a lot of time learning it to make it efficient and to make sure everything works.
Anything else,
Yeah, I think the only aspect to really add is the operational side of this. I think that's super important, and we have learned through both Beach Street and other projects on how that experience is a very important aspect of what we do, and so I think that's one thing that we have learned and really excelled at.
Can you tell me how that's influenced what you do, thinking about operations? How does that translate into the work of an architecture firm?
Well, I think really based on some of the things that Bruce had said, the experience doesn't just start when you get to the surf park. It's how you approach it. It's how you get out of your car. It's what you see. I think all of those things contribute to a great customer experience.
Can I start by asking you to say your name and what it is that you do?
Hi, Cheyne Magnusson. I am the Chief Hydro Officer at Palm Springs Surf Club, and primarily I'm a wave designer and a wave pool operator.
What are we doing here today, Shane?
We are at the groundbreaking of the Desert Surf project that I have heard about and been anticipating for years, and they're finally breaking ground, and I couldn't be more stoked for them.
What do you think this means for the region in general, and your part in it? What it means for waves in this area, and tourism, and the economic well-being and recreation for people in the region?
I think it's awesome. If we look at it on more of like a global level, a lot of people ask me, oh, it's competition. I don't view it that way. I view it as complementary because I understand what surfers are and how they want to travel and spend their money. And even if you take the ocean as an example, you want to fly to a place that has multiple different waves of different kinds. So all this does is make it more attractive for people to travel in here, the tourism industry, so that they can surf, more than one different experience. And I love that. Regionally, locally, I think it gives the kids in the desert, which we are seeing some of show up at our park, a chance to connect with the surf culture and the surf industry, which also leads them to have more conscious about ocean awareness, and maybe turns them into real surfers. And then, we're adding to the surf population in the Stoke.
I'm here with Dave and Denise. Could you let me know your name and your organization, please?
Hi, my name is Dave Hiltz. This is Denise Hiltz, my wife, and we're with the Coachella Valley Surf Club. We're a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we help stuff with the community, getting kids into surfing, donating equipment, and scholarships and things like that.
That's fantastic. Why are you guys at the groundbreaking of Desert Surf?
Well, because we're residents here in the desert, we've been involved with all of the projects out here because we are here in the desert. And I met Doug at the very first council meeting in Palm Desert, and I've known him since the very beginning and followed, and we speak all the time, and I let him know what's going on because I'm the resident here and he's not here. So yeah, he's been a very big supporter of our club, and we're really excited that he's finally getting his project off the ground and being a surfer. I can't wait.
We're from the beach originally, Huntington Beach, and we just, through a series of events, ended up here in the desert about 16 years ago. But we still have connections with the beach.
And Denise, can you tell me what your thoughts are on the future of surfing in the desert? Come through, guys. Sorry. No, don't be sorry. Come on through, guys. Yeah, no problem.
Well, I think it's awesome because, like I told Dave several years ago, I was a teacher in a poor area in San Jacinto, about an hour away. None of them had ever been to the beach, more or less, let alone surf. And I happened to mention that to him one day, and he thought, gee, we should give kids a chance to do that. And so we focused mostly in East County, the migrant area, and we brought them to the beach once or twice, and it was fantastic. The girls were surfing, and, considering where they come from and what they have to deal with, it was wonderful.
Excellent. And so what do you see the potential for with Desert Surf? I mean, there's a couple of other projects. Palm Springs Surf Club should be open again soon. What does that mean for your organization here?
Well, mainly for one thing, there's not a lot of things to do out here in the desert for young people, students, in the summer especially, So it's great that, now we have we have this new venue where people, kids can learn how to surf. And, like the kids in the East Valley, a lot of them, like Denise mentioned, never have even been to the beach. So we want to get as many of those kids that are interested in surfing in the water and surfing and learning about the sport and about the culture. And that's really our focus, and we're really, really, really excited about that.
That's what I wanted to get. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, one more thing. Yeah, if you want to learn more about our club, it's a Coachella Valley Surf Club. We have a website. You can check it out. You can join. You can donate. That's how we raise money. We just gave out the 2 $500 scholarships last week, and the way we do that is by donations and by people joining our club.